All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Wotakoi, Season 1, Episode 6.
We got a brother
We
last
met
episode.
Hirotaka's brother, yes.
Indeed.
And he is not very good at video games,
No.
but he's a very wholesome boy. And he wants the best for his brother.
And he has shipped them for as long as he can remember.
Since they were kids.
Now it's actually happening.
And now it is actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
And they're getting all like cute and domestic. Well, not domestic really, but they're on their way. They're on their way to that.
This is super adorable. Super adorable. Exactly. And now we have an actual full cast of 5.
We do have a full cast of 5, which means more dynamic interactions in general. But I will always be okay if we just want to give some Hanako and Kabakura focus. I mean, like...
Not like, I mean, you know.
I mean...
Yes.
Yeah.
But this isn't that kind of show, probably, but...
Whichever way you're a fan of. I mean, whatever floats your boat, whatever...
Anyways.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Y'all, without further ado, let's get into it.
This is all a pose.
Kabedon!
Yeah. Yeah, they're actually... Yep.
Exactly.
It is such a big vein popping out of his face.
So this whole OP is that they became a stream group, and they're like, we need to make a trailer for our channel.
Yes. Do they only have the one umbrella?
Oh no.
I love that they're going back to like...
Oh no.
I love it. So he's gonna lend them his.
Right.
And then him and Hanako will have to go home together as well.
Yes, yes. Oh. What a guy.
Aww.
Yeah.
Now, there were a couple of bakas I had to save.
Oh. Look at the way.
Yeah.
You know what? He might have thought about this
This was
ahead.
intentional. He just didn't. He couldn't admit it to them. You know.
Meat.
Yeah.
He's like, ah. Oh. Oh.
Hey.
Oh, that was so adorable. Oh my god. Okay. What? Oh my gosh.
I love his impressions of her.
That's so good. Yes.
何かしてあげたいんでしょ。へこんでる時は楽しいことして笑い飛ばすのが一番よ。なるの好きなこと。
なるみの好きなことか。把握。
Yes. And then that's how they did the Kabedon bit.
こういうことじゃないわよ。
But I'm saving this image anyways.
広かばな気がするのよね。
攻めの方が気持ち的にきついっていうか。どういう基準だ。なんで俺が振られたみたいな。
Wow, that dour look.
Yeah, she looks tired. She doesn't look sad necessarily, though. Maybe a relative passed away or something, but like, it might just be that she didn't get good sleep last night, you know?
待ち伏せ。飲み行こうぜ。今ならなんと俺のおごりです。楽しいことして笑い飛ばすのが。
Oh, wait, she's trying to say something.
一番だって。
余計な心配かけちゃったね。でも本当に大丈夫。大したことじゃないし、ひろたかとは関係ないことだから。
はあ、関係ないからほっとけって。俺にまで愛想笑いすんなよ。
だって気使わせたくないじゃん。
俺くらいにはさ、俺そんなに頼りない。
まさか落ち込んでたの？おこじゃなかったの？
おこじゃねえよ。
どんな理由でも笑わない？
Okay.
Yeah, it's something really silly.
Okay.
Not showing us. Come on.
Oh! Yes!
初登場時から一目惚れ
Yes! I love it. Oh!
Yeah.
見に行ってウキウキで読んだら何笑ってんの結局殺し呆れるし殺し全部やってんじゃん
いやなんか一周回っておかしく
He knows this pain. Yeah. That's a contract violation.
Manga
Yep.
fan.
What's this? Righteous fury. Uh-oh. Energy drinks. Oh no.
Jump bowl.
Oh no.
あとここ5時ボンミスだぞ年末進行で忙しいのはわかるけどよぼーっとしてねえで手動かせだらだらやってると年越せねえぞ
Whoa.
もうすぐクリスマスで
Oh.
デートだパーティーだって
Ah.
Mm.
私はイベントに向けて
Yeah, yeah.
今年は二藤君と付き合って
Yeah, you could ask for one of these things as a gift.
ヒロとか人混みとか苦手だしな去年のクリスマスとかどんな感じだったの
史上最
Oh! Oh no!
Ah. Was it because you visited the in-laws? Or the
Oh,
not
no, was he
in-laws?
working? He was working.
年末進行
忘年会年賀状の準備社会人としてやらなきゃなんねえことが山ほどあんだろ
Gotcha.
年明けるまで口も聞かなかったわ
Oh
大
shit.
変だったね
Damn.
おかげで去年のイベントの衣装がめちゃくちゃ気合い入って近年稀に見る力作に仕上がったけど
おおクオリティやばい
今年はさらにやばいわよどうせ社会人にクリスマスなんて来ないしね
That laugh.
Yeah. She's like, I'll do this to spite him.
ヒロタカってさサンタさんいつまで信じてた
What?
覚えて
It's not
ない
real?
けど幼稚園くらいまでかな
早くない私中学上がるまで信じてたんだけどなるみちゃんそれマジで言ってるいや
Oh, she's so cute.
俺んちはそういうの下手でさ隠し場所が毎年同じで探しがいなくて
Wow.
探すなよ12月発売のゲームは確か
箱の大きさや重さで中身が何か当てるっていうゲーム
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes.
It's a
I
fun
did the
game to
same
play.
thing
ゲ
too.
ーム途中でナオが生まれるから
弟の誕生イベント発生みたいに言うなまだ開けてたらサンタさんが早く来てくれると思って早くはならないの順番なの
Oh.
But he doesn't break the spell.
Yeah.
Nice.
話を合わせてあげなきゃいけなくて
Yeah.
臭かったな
Sure, it was a pain, probably, but it's still really cute. Yeah.
25日にはプレゼントがもらえてケーキが食べられて家に帰ればそこに楽園が
What is his voice though?
I think she's just depressed because she thinks it's going to be awful.
Oh.
Like what Hanako said, you know?
Gotcha. How as a kid, Christmas is so wonderful, and as an adult,
Yeah.
it's like, eh. Oh, hey!
ちょっと早いけど
Oh,
いいクリスマス
Merry Christmas.
サンタコス超可愛いでなおちゃんなおちゃんはサンタさんいつまで信じてた
Oh no! Oh no!
小6までかな
Oh, okay, okay.
よし勝った
会ってないから
I thought it was gonna be like Santa. What?
3人でクリスマスケーキ食べたことあったよね
Oh.
懐かしいなおほっぺクリームついてるこっち向いてあお兄ちゃんしてる
No!
Look at those innocent eyes.
So filthy.
ひろたかく
はて
したよ
昔64マリオの顔いじくるやつ大好きだったんだよね俺
おっと遊ぶな大丈夫
見た目はモコモコなんだけど実はこれ結構寒いんだよね
Ah, it's super thin, yeah.
変な仕事だね
The reality, yeah.
道行く人々の幸せそうな
Exactly.
顔を見せつけられながら
While you sit here alone.
サンタさんって労働してるんだよ
そこまでじゃないよニコニコしてる人たち見るのは嫌じゃないな
成人かな
彼女いないから
いや
やっぱりちょっと羨ましいかも
なおちゃん彼女いないの
モテないよ
ひろたかどう思う
すごいいいやつなんだけどいまいち恋愛対象として見られない主人公の親友タイプ
Wow.
中盤から空気になるや
Wow. Oh my god.
どうしても辛くて
That was wonderful. That was wonderful.
思い出してねリア充爆発しろ
どういう意味なの？
諸行無常諸行無常この世に存在するすべてのリア充は同じ状態を保つことなく移り変わっていくので羨んだり妬む必要はないということ
思いのほか
Oh my god.
バイバイ。
Aw.
Okay.
本物のサンタクロースはお父さんお母さん兄ちゃんとなるみちゃんきっとみんなどこかの誰かとつながっててその人と出会えた時にサンタさんになるんだ。
Oh.
好きな人に笑顔が届けられたら
ここが楽園
An angel is right in front of me.
あいつの頭の中だろ
Still working.
Oh shit.
Not again. He saw her leave and he was like, no, don't you dare.
Yep.
Oh!
Please tell me that he was stressed out because he had something planned and he wanted to make sure he
Yeah.
could make it work.
Oh! Oh!
No, is this
これって
Yes.
去年のお詫びのつもり
no?
No
Okay, I
way.
had a wild theory. I didn't want to say it because it was too
No.
crazy.
今夜のためだっ
But
てってわ
tonight's
けだ
really special, isn't it?
悪いかよ
Oh no.
でいつ予約したのよ
6 months
Last
ago.
year.
半年前だよ
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You're exactly right.
乾杯するか
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
去年のことまだ完全に許したわけじゃないけど
Oh my
Oh!
god.
イベント限定幻の
I love it. I love it.
メリークリスマス
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh. You thought they were
I
gonna
thought he
have,
was
like,
gonna
a marriage
propose.
proposal or something.
Yeah. If we get like an end credit scene though, and it's him like, here's your Christmas
Nah,
present, you know.
I don't think that's gonna happen
Gets
because
down on one knee.
Well, actually, there could be enough room for an end credit scene. Actually, could be.
And it was even the 6 months. Like,
Right. Oh, I'm glad they got their date though. Their
Yeah.
Christmas Eve date. Wait, what?
レア素材は数をこなしてなんぼコツは根気ですぞなるみどん
しゃあ、出るまで来るぞ
Oh.
all right. All
All
right.
right, that was really sweet. Just the goddamn.
Oh, boy.
We got our Christmas episode.
I-
and yet it's not Christmas Day yet, so that could
Christmas
be
Eve.
next episode.
That's true. Although Christmas Eve is generally the more important one for kind of like the romantic, shows and things like that.
That is true. That is
But
true. Yeah.
I love Christmas episodes in anime.
Me
I
too.
don't think I've ever seen a Christmas or Christmas Eve episode of anime that I didn't like.
True. Yeah, same
and
here.
and oftentimes it is very often that they are some of my favorite episodes
Yeah.
of the shows.
Yeah, for sure.
So the fact that we got this here, that was wonderful. The
very
fact that
fun.
we
Yeah.
got to see the kind of the classic struggle of, oh, does my partner have time for me, right?
Yeah.
Are they going to get distracted by all of the other demands of life, so they don't make time and prioritize what's really important because
Right.
oh, we've been in a relationship for a really long time, right?
Yeah.
But that was really sweet, and
That was really good.
and
yeah.
while there was the part of me that was like, holy shit,
propose?
this is gonna be a proposal, isn't
But
it?
no.
No.
So it's not the right time. This is not the right place. It's not the right context either.
Yeah.
So I like that this was more of like a no. I'm really wanting to do better than last year.
Yep.
That's really realistic. That's really wholesome. That's really sweet because when we had that little moment in the beginning of the episode, that was honestly my favorite part of the episode.
The cabedon.
No.
Oh.
The bit of them figuring out how to wing it with the umbrella being missing.
Oh,
Kabakura coming back to her and being like, oh, hey. And she's like, oh, where's your umbrella? And he's like, oh, I forgot it. And she's like, why didn't you tell me? What would
Right.
happen if you got sick?
Yeah.
And she starts caring for him and she's like, oh, I'll have dinner at your place tonight. And he's like,
Okay.
oh, okay.
you want to stay the night?
Yeah, no.
Or-
He says,
oh.
what do you want for dinner? And she's like, meat. And
Yeah.
it's like, ugh. like
Right.
he's thinking like, I have to go to the store and actually buy some. And then,
Yeah.
and then she's like, I think I'll stay over, too.
Yeah.
And then he's asking, do you want to stay over? And she's like, yeah, but then I have to go back to my place first.
Right.
And then he's like, oh, I love rainy days. Or
She's like, I love rainy days, and he's like, I can get the figure, some other time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that
was a relationship right there.
That's like the, all right, here we go. Like, warm
I'm in
fuzzies.
love with their love.
Yeah, exactly. Like
It's so beautiful.
The true wish fulfillment fantasy.
Right, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's the good stuff.
It's the good stuff. I think that once you get above a certain age, too, you start to realize certain aspects of relationships that are far more valuable than what I would call the flirtation of a relationship.
Sure.
But it's the actual, like, making just a day work. Just getting through a day together and making it all just be wonderful by the end of it because you did it together.
It's those no big deal things that matter the most.
Yep, exactly.
So, like,
so sweet.
I love this episode. Like, I normally don't consider myself to be the kind of person that goes for kind of the no conflict. Let's just see characters being adorable.
Right.
But the idea, because usually I feel like that is roped into sort of like the cute girls doing cute things or things like that, and there are a lot of shows of those that are
like that, yeah.
that are great, right? But the idea of cute couples being adorable, right? And that's just
Yep.
yeah. It is a balm.
Like so good. So we end up getting that. We end up getting them having a little bit of just a wholesome, just kind of exploration of their relationship this episode. But then also we had a little bit of the idea of what happens if someone is not doing well, but you don't know how to address the topic with them. And this happens in some ways with both relationships in that Hanako is still upset about last year's Christmas. It never really gets brought up specifically with regards to Kapakura.
Nope.
He just has a fancy reservation that they've got set up, like immediately after work. And, he probably was rushing to get all his work done so that he could actually go to the reservation and not get in trouble.
Right.
And then she, gets, into the elevator.
Sees it as, like, leading up to it as you're prioritizing work. And it's the, yes I am very much trying to prioritize work right now because there's
I need to get this stuff done.
Right, because there's going to be a point where I'm not.
And that's why he was all, like, kind of snippety with, Hirotaka being like, hey, stop, slacking off. Get this done. I can't be bothered to, take care of your mistakes right here. I've got my own stuff I'm trying to work out here.
Right.
So there we go. Cool stuff. But then the realization that Narumi lost her favorite character in a manga.
That shit's real.
It's real. Yeah.
Like
oh my god.
Oh man.
There were a couple times in stories where a betrayal would happen or a character death would happen, and I would just for 3 days I would be like depressed, just like but the worst one, and this is what Narumi experienced, is that hers is in something that's releasing at either a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly pace,
right,
which means
serial, yeah.
Which means she cannot just go and read the next thing immediately. She
has
to
you can't drown your sorrows.
She has to wait.
Yep.
And that's the worst.
And that is and again, I mean, I've said this several times before, but for all you people that are like, why don't you just binge through the shows? One episode a week, it's too slow. No. That is the perfect speed because it's in a sort of emotionally masochistic way.
Yes, exactly.
Because then when things happen, either negative or wonderful, like this episode, we have a week to stew on this episode, right? And to just let it sit, right? Wonderful. Based, But then also, if something horrible happens and some character dies tragically, then it's like, well, shit. Got this for a week. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, so
But okay. It reminds me of Game of Thrones, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
What are some of the other ones?
Red Rising?
Recently. Yeah, Red Rising was the betrayal one that I was thinking of there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we just need to wait for the next book to come out.
Yeah, the next book. That's a rough one, too. Harry Potter had that twice with some very, very big deaths.
But we're not going to get into them for spoiler reasons.
Right. It's not like you all don't know exactly which characters and deaths we're talking about. Yeah. But ooh, yeah. I like though that they still laughed at her though, because when you're adults though, there's certain things that you hold on to from your childhood that very few others are going to hold on to. So they're really important to you, but it's important to understand that they're kind of childish things in that respect.
Right. And even with Hirotaka, like when she was like, "Hey, you said you wouldn't laugh," and he's like, "I know, but it's coming full circle now."
It's coming full circle,
like because I'm sure there was a part of him that was like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that. I might not fully understand, but okay."
Right.
But then the more when you get that little bit of time, which is still too soon for her, right?
Far too soon.
But for him, it's just. That's what it was, because he was legit concerned.
He was very concerned.
Like, and he felt, and he was hurt. Like, why aren't you trusting me with this? Like, what? Why are you putting on this act in front of me?
This is a very, very painful reality about relationships that is really tricky to navigate, and that is that when you are bearing your burden, when you are bearing your burden essentially solo. And you're not wanting to bring the other people that you're in relationship with into it. What you are doing is basically saying that I don't think that you are, capable of handling me at my worst, basically. There's a lot of things that get communicated at. The problem is that we can't just tell the people that we're in relationship with literally everything all the time.
Yep, doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And it is, in some ways, kind of noble to be like, no, I'm not going to burden you with something unnecessarily.
Yeah.
But, however, if you have good communication, what you can do is ask them like, hey, do you have time? I need to talk about something really just rough that happened recently. It's like, oh,
sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, they could be like, hey, just boundaries. Sorry, I'm actually going through a lot of stress right now myself. I'm not going to be able to help you with that much there. Maybe you could talk to Hanako about it. And it's like, oh, yeah, there you go. But then the thing of, oh, you think this is going to be such a big deal for them? No, honey, actually, this is something that maybe only Kabakura actually really empathizes with you on.
It was because she thought you were undependable, Hirotaka. But not for the reasons that you thought she was thinking. Because she knew that eventually you would laugh.
See,
and she didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah, that's part of it, though. I think that there's a very legitimate depression that was coming about this with this here, where she's like, I'm not telling anyone about this because I am in pain right now.
Yeah,
like I don't want to talk about it. It's rough.
And doubly so, right? Even when you think the person might try and come alongside you and empathize, sympathize, and all that stuff with you. You still might not want to because it's still your burden, right?
It's still your burden, yeah.
Like they can't directly, truly take care of it for you, right?
Nope.
But if it's also something where you feel like they will have no grid or like comparison for, they won't really be able to understand it, then it's like you're just bringing up all the heavy emotions and stuff almost for no reason, even though it's not really.
Yeah, but the thing with relationships in general is that if you don't say anything at all, then they end up basically getting really worried because you're intentionally keeping them in the dark on something that really isn't that big of a deal.
Nope.
To just say, hey, I'm going through something right now. It's okay. But in a day or two, if I'm still dealing with this, then I'll come talk to you about it.
Yeah.
That kind of communication is really mature. It's also something where, because every situation is slightly different, there is no one-size-fits-all shoe here.
Yep.
So understanding that communicating a little bit, that you're at the very least going through a rough patch, and maybe like you need a couple days to rest or a couple days to process it, that's really, really mature.
Yeah.
I've been in many situations where the other person would basically say, hey, I'm going through a thing right now. I don't really want to talk about it, but I just want to let you know that that's something I'm going through right now. So just please bear with me. Yeah. And it's like, oh my God, thank you so much for telling me. I was starting to get a little worried, but since you said it's going to be okay, I trust you. There's so much trust that's involved in being able to communicate not 100% of the thing.
Right. Communicating that you don't want to talk about something is still
huge.
Because
you're basically saying, hey, I trust you to not overreact about the fact that I'm not willing to talk about all of it.
And I'm acknowledging your concern, both with that it's valid and that I understand that you are someone who would be concerned.
This reminds me of when Rosa and the chief in Brooklyn Nine-Nine were like role playing the like communicating feelings and stuff. It's like, I feel acknowledged.
Yes,
You're so good at this. I'll pack my bags and move out within the day.
Oh man, yeah, that.
Wow.
Great
All right,
scene.
weird tangent there, but. Really, really sweet, wholesome stuff. And then getting a little bit of time with Hirotaka's younger brother, who, they talked about the idea of, well, you know, some people can be in their own little fairy tale kind of la-la land of, I'm in a bit of false reality here, and that's okay. And I can find happiness here. That's okay.
Right.
And
he's young and positive and hasn't gotten jaded yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Like people 7 years older than him.
Right, exactly. freaking Narumi though with the philosophy
poetry and like
the poetic philosophy of, hey, don't get jealous or hate happy people because their lives will change eventually and then they won't be happy. Which is like, okay, well, hold on here a second. Like, that's not a good because, by the way.
No.
Just jealousy in general is just not helpful.
Right, it's just icky.
It's just ugh.
Yeah. But the fact that like it had like the prose and it like that it was actually prose.
Yes.
You know that this is something that Narumi has specifically memorized. Like it's not just something that she said out of the depths of her heart.
Right.
Well, she did because she internalized it to that degree. Like
that might have been part of the joke as well. And given that she's well read in general, she probably punned some kind of other philosophical quote into this context, you know?
And we know that she has been very concerned about her love life and struggled with that and things like that. So the idea of the random couple that just walks by arm in arm and he's like, "Oh, thank you for stopping by."
And yet she's the one that gets jealous for him.
Right, exactly, you know. And then when he says like, "Oh no, I'm single." She's just like like you could almost see the big anime
PTSD,
tears like welling up, you know.
Yeah.
Like there was just going to be just a dam that would break forth and just sobbing.
That is another thing though, like the idea of people in life being upset or jealous or experience negative emotions for you are like, you're such a saint, you won't experience that, I'll experience it for you. Fucking hate those people. And you're just like, are you doing this for you or me?
Definitely.
Yeah. This is doesn't do anything for me. It's more just funny to watch you kind of act out, right?
There's a sick, not pleasure exactly, but that I've gotten at points where I'll say like be at like a party or just social event or something like that, and it's around like Valentine's Day or it's approaching Valentine's Day.
Oh no.
And there will be the one person who will make some comment about themselves or someone else who's like happily in a relationship, and then you instantly see like all the other people that are angstily single that then like clockwork, like a set of dominoes, just have to put in their negative quip, remark, whatever, comment, because it's the, why'd you have to bring that up?
Yeah. Why'd you have to remind me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I've never been that person.
Man.
I have no idea what you're talking
man.
about.
Yeah. I have been across the entire spectrum in that. Yeah, exactly. But,
anywho.
Yeah. Y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in a community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.